Hey everybody, this is Mrs. McConaughey, and today I want to show you how you can add numbers. We're going to do some 2-digit numbers and some 3-digit numbers, and we're going to call this method for addition the decomposing method. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to take our two numbers that are getting added, those are our add-ins, and we're going to break those two numbers down into their expanded form, and then add our ones, tens, and hundreds separately in order to get our answer. So let me just show you this example first. So the numbers that are getting added are 362 and 535. So what you do is you take your number 362 and you're going to write that in expanded form. So 362 is composed of 3 hundreds, 6 tens, and 2 ones. So we can write that as 300 plus 60 plus 2. Your next number, 535, we can decompose into 500 plus 30 plus 5. So now when it's time to add those two numbers, we're just going to start in our ones place because you know that's always the place to start. And let's add our ones. We have 2 and 5, and that's 7. And we're just going to bring down that addition sign. Then we're going to add our tens, so it's 60 plus 30, which is 90. And then we bring down our addition sign again, and then we add our hundreds. 300 plus 500 is 800. So our answer is 800 plus 90 plus 7, but that's an expanded form, and we like to have our answers in standard form. So if you change 800 plus 90 plus 7 to standard form, you have the number 897. And that's just one example. So let's look at a couple of other examples here. I've got the 2-digit numbers 46 and 53, and I want to add those. So I'm going to decompose 46 into 40 plus 6 and 53 into 50 plus 3. Notice I'm keeping my ones on top of each other, then my plus signs are lined up on top of each other, and then my tens are lined up on top of each other. And now I want to add my ones, so 6 plus 3 is 9. 40 plus 50 is 90. In expanded form, it's written as 90 plus 9. But to change that into standard form, we would have 99. Okay, next we have another example. This time we have 3-digit numbers again. This one's a little bit different because it's going to require us to do some regrouping. So let me show you how we would do that using the decomposing method. We're going to decompose 176 into 100 plus 70 plus 6, and 342, 300 plus 40 plus 2. And now we're ready to add those two numbers. So we're going to start with our ones and do 6 plus 2. You know that's 8. Bring down your plus sign. Next we have 70 plus 40. Well, I know that the answer to 70 plus 40 is not 10. It's actually 110. But remember, this is our tens place, and we only want to have tens in our tens place, no hundreds. So I kept 10. But since there's a number in the hundreds place, I just brought that up to group it with the other hundreds. So instead of writing 110 in this place, I kept my 10 and I brought my 100 so that it is grouped with the other hundreds. And that's what regrouping is. So now I actually have 3 numbers to add to get my hundreds. 100 plus 100 plus 300, and that gives you a total of 500. So your answer to this problem, written in expanded form, is 500 plus 10 plus 8. But to put it in standard form, we're going to go ahead and write that as 518. Okay. So now what I'd like for you to do is pause your video for a few minutes and see if you can do these two examples on your own. I've got 47 plus 34 and 300 plus 42. And just keep it paused on this screen right here so you can see the examples of how I did these. And when you've worked both problems, hit the play button again and I'll go over them with you. Okay, so hopefully you paused your video and worked out these problems on your own. So let me just go over with you these examples so you can see what your work should look like. So I've got 47. I want to decompose that. I'm going to write it in expanded form. So I'm going to write 40 plus 7. Then I've got the number 34, and to write that in expanded form, just break apart our 10s from our 1s. So it's 30 plus 4. I'm going to go ahead and put my plus sign in my line. And now I'm ready to add my 1s. Well, when I add 7 plus 4, I get 11. And whenever I add 30 plus 40, I get 70. So that's not exactly written in expanded form because we like to keep our 10s separate from our 1s. So in the number 11, you actually only have 1 1 right there. So I'm going to keep that 1. But I'm going to bump that 10 over into the tens place where it belongs. So really, we could have, instead of having this, you could have put 7 plus 4 is 11. So I'm going to put my 1 down, but I'm going to bump that 10 over here with the other 10s. So now when I add my tens place, I actually have 3 numbers to add: 10, 40, and 30. So 10 plus 40 is 50, plus 30 is 80. In expanded form, that is 80 plus 1. And in standard form, it's 81. Okay, let's look at this example with hundreds. So our first addend is 342. To write that in expanded form, I'm going to write 300 plus 40 plus 2. 554 in expanded form would be 500 plus 50 plus 4. Now it's a lot easier, right, to add your tens separate from your 1, separate from your hundreds. So let's go to our 1s place. 2 plus 4 is 6. Bring down your plus sign. 50 and 40 are 90. Bring down the plus sign. 300 plus 500 is 800. And we're going to put equals. This is our answer, but it's in expanded form. And we like to have our answers in standard form most of the time. So we're going to go ahead and put an 8 in the hundreds place, 9 in the tens place, 6 in the ones place. We like this method because it really helps you get a pretty good understanding of what regrouping is, particularly on this problem and this problem where we had to do the regrouping. It really helps you see why you're carrying a number over to the next place value, because that's where it belongs.